It's your boy Online Davo, and we back with another video. Look, we got a video by Antonio Talks. Another racist exposed me. Now, now we know Antonio. If they not mad at you, you ain't doing your job. You said your goal was to get under these people's skin, and it looks like you're doing exactly that. So let's get into this video and let's see who, where, why, and what reason did they find to expose Antonio Talks. Come on.
So last week I stumbled upon this channel by the name of Basic Logic. One of their videos in particular though caught my eye. Why is Black America like this? With me being curious, I clicked on the video. Within the first couple of seconds, I already noticed that this video was not made in good faith. There was so much racism littered throughout this 5-minute video. There is a podium with a bucket of fried chicken on it. So after seeing that, I went to the comment section and once again, it was filled with racism. I mean, I even saw comments of people trying to say that black people need to be genocide in America. To add icing on the cake, the video had over 100,000 views. So I was like, it's only right that I watch this video and debunk it. But anyways, I dropped my video and it did pretty good. A lot of people was glad that I called out his BS, but I also made a lot of his fans mad. This guy Basic Logic is funny though, because if you go through his channel, he's like the typical right-wing Redditor, Twitter, you know what I'm saying? They get all these same talking points from these places. Anti-black content, anti-India content, anti-LGBT, like you can literally tell the type of videos he watched. So this video just came out, right? It's called "This YouTuber Gave Me Black Fatigue."
Most of us who have come to identify with the label of being fatigued are not so because we've been personally victimized by a crime, but rather because we've started to notice a culture that is hostile to us. A hypocritical mentality that drains us.
I'm glad he brought this video up because it's true. And if you feel indifferent, watch the video. I stated my claims. I feel like my claims are valid.
So what is that mentality and why does it reflect so poorly on black people? In this video, I'm going to respond to Antonio Talks, who aggressively criticized my video, "Why is Black America like that?"
Oh my God, these people are nasty. As he aggressively criticized my video, he know exactly why he used the word aggressively. Words matter, y'all. That's right there. That's a signal to the bigot, pea-sized brain of his followers. Aggressive. Black man? Let me lock in. This is gonna be a good video. I'm telling y'all, bro, these people, man, they could get tricked out of their own name. Shit, they could get sold water when they right next to the ocean. You feel me? This is crazy.
The irony is, he actually ends up agreeing with the video and debunks nothing.
I don't know why a lot of people think that I condone dysfunction within the black community. I don't at all. But instead, my viewpoint is like, I'm going to come on this platform and state that I stand with black people are, right? I'm married, children, graduated from high school, actually got a full ride to college, no felonies, no type of arrests, anything. I am the model citizen, and I am what a lot of black people in America stand for, the majority. And I say this all the time, I would have no problem with people calling out the black community if they also called out the white community. What you notice is that, let's use Charlie Kirk. He always talked about fatherless homes, black on black crime, yada yada, but he never addressed the rampant pedophilia in the white community. He never addressed the high suicide rates. He never addressed the drug overdoses, because all of these things impact the white community more than black on black crime or fatherless homes. So you have to keep it fair. But instead, what these people love to do is just dogpile on black people. Make America seem like all of its problems are because of black people. That is what you guys do.
He's so blinded by a victimhood mentality that he doesn't realize it. And it's that aggressive, perpetual victim mentality which is causing so much black fatigue worldwide. Let's not beat around the bush. You've seen the clips. You've seen the statistics. The wanton disregard.
First of all, just listening to his accent, he isn't even from America. So he has no interactions with black Americans in real life. Starting off, we've seen the clips, we've seen this. What first-hand experience?
Nah, he hella mad, talking about some gay tube, 20 minutes of copium, Antonio Talk, and he mad as fuck. You know, he hella mad.
You have. So already, off to a horrible start.
My video hasn't even played for 5 seconds. I haven't even made a point, and this guy immediately...
Once again, the fried chicken. I don't know if I already mentioned it, but y'all see what I mean, dude. That is why I got defensive, because you're coming on here being racist.
pauses to complain about my accent.
And I bring that up because of this, bro. The propaganda against black people is so lethal and it sticks. We just had an incident a few days ago, or a week ago now, where Japanese people on Twitter were just talking about how scared they are of us. How they think that we're, you know, this violent group of people. Whole time, we didn't do shit to nobody. We never bombed anyone. We never did any colonization. We never killed off hundreds of thousands of animals just so a group of people couldn't eat. So it's like, just looking back through history, what have black people done to warrant how everyone feels about us? This is because propaganda is so real. People that have never interacted with black Americans specifically have so much to say. This is a guy, I don't know where he's from in Europe. A lot of people said Portugal. He's getting all of his knowledge because of hood movies, hood interviews on YouTube, viral black fatigue clips, right? So he's never had a first-hand encounter. And this actually stands for majority of white America, right? Most black people in America, we live down south.
Wait, what did I say?
Counter. It's actually,
while most white Americans live, work, and socialize in largely segregated networks, they do interact with black people, primarily in professional settings rather than social ones. Studies show that about 75% of white Americans have 100% white social networks. Yeah, so if the only time you're interacting with someone is in a work setting, how are you, what type of fatigue do you have? My nigga, like, what fatigue do you have? Are you arguing with every black person that you work with? No, of course not. So you get your information from the internet and from whatever shit you concocted from the internet. You feel me? You see videos on there and then you make an opinion off of that. But then you have to, you should remind yourself that I don't even talk to black people in real life, so why am I even scared of them? I walked past 4 black people today and none of them attacked me. I'm trying to tell you, and that's exactly why he said, nigga, are you even from America? Do you even talk to black Americans? What are you talking about, bro? Oh, man.
stands for majority of white America, right? Most black people in America, we live down south, okay? So it's like America is kind of still segregated. Even in different parts of my state of South Carolina, right? You notice how small we are. So majority of people, they don't have an interaction with us. So they're getting all their information because of black fatigue clips. Like, and these videos go crazy viral. Millions of views. This is how they're forming their ideology off of us. So as a person from Europe, who are you to make a video on black America? And like I stated, just seeing the racist themes through your video, bro, I already knew it wasn't in good faith.
It's the case that since I'm not American, I can't have an opinion on black America. This will be a constant theme. He's going to build the narrative in this video that I am an outsider and can't have a valid opinion. I want you to remember that.
And also another thing, bro, if y'all have black fatigue so much, why do you keep worrying about black America? That, like, if y'all so fatigued, then go away. I see y'all under every video of black people. Man, I mean, we literally, y'all so fatigued, but keep following us, making videos about us. That is why I'm saying, like, y'all are obsessed.
All the way to the end. Academics love to blame racism for any disparity between groups. It's their default excuse.
Listen to me, sir. America is rooted in racism. It got rich off of it. Slavery. Not even talking about that. Normal, everyday things are rooted in racism.
This is why I say you're not even American, so you couldn't even grasp this. Just me walking outside, I may walk upon different street names under the title of former slave owners, former Confederates, white supremacists. We're going to schools named after these people. So it's already brainwashing on like a psychological level. Even bringing up things such as HOAs that are in some suburban neighborhoods. These were founded off of racism. The reason there are suburbs, racism, redlining, even when you're going out to eat.
Things such as tipping, it was founded on racism.
Antonio plays my video for another 5 seconds. Keep in mind, I still haven't made a single point yet, and goes on a tirade of how everything is racist. Even suburbs, even tipping is racist.
Yes.
For both of our sanities, let's skip when he actually makes a point.
What?
Literally, he said that black people love to use racism as an excuse. I literally just told him why. Because so many things are rooted in racism. Common things such as tipping. That's something that you wouldn't even think relates to racism, but it's so much more. You know what I'm saying? So much more. I'm not even going to talk about all the examples because people will call. You could go on and on with examples and people will be like, oh, you're just being a victim. No, we're just bringing up facts. Just even going back a few months ago when the EBT thing hit. Who was the news trying to portray as the biggest EBT users? Black people, black women. Whole time, white people are some of the biggest beneficiaries of EBT.
So this is another matter I want you to pay attention to, which is Antonio's difficulty with per capita and math.
Oh, okay, listen. Everybody always talk about per capita. I know what per capita is. But in my opinion, per capita is irrelevant. Let me explain why. Even going to the EBT situation, 37% of white Americans are on EBT, while 25% of black Americans are on EBT. Now, with that being said, 37% of white America, I'm not sure exactly, I'm going to put the numbers up, versus 25% of black America, that's around 10 million. Disregarding per capita, white Americans would be affected more if EBT was cut off. White America benefits off of EBT more. More white people are on EBT. So I truly hate this narrative that black people just label everything as racism. Well,
And then there's also the aspect of, okay, boom, they have more numbers, and okay, say per capita, black people are on EBT more than white people, right? That's just the numbers. Okay, now let's talk about why that is. Let's talk about the systemic reasons on why that is. You see what I'm saying? They would just throw per capita out there as a gotcha, but they never discuss, okay, let's really go into this per capita. Let's really see why black people would be would more likely be on EBT compared to a white person. Let's talk about that. Is it because of, redlining, food deserts? Is it because of lack of opportunities in neighborhoods with predominantly black people? Is there things, could that affect it? Possibly, maybe, I don't know. You let me know. So, okay, sure, he isn't saying the per capita thing, but let's really break that shit down, and then let's come back to why are more white people on EBT compared to black people? You know why black people on it? What's up with the white people? Are they not pulling themselves up by the bootstraps? Are they not welfare queens, welfare kings? Are they not that? Like, what's up? What we doing? You know what I'm saying? If you have a larger number or something, it should be associated with you if you're doing it right, if you participate in the activity, right? I don't know, but maybe I'm just talking. Maybe I'm just talking, man.
If you look back, things are rooted literally. So yeah.
He hates the narrative that black people say everything is racist, then proceeds to say everything is rooted in racism, designed to...
Do y'all see the mind tricks these niggas play, dog? America is so funny, dog, because they literally treat us like victims. Not necessarily you on an individual level, but historically, they have treated us like victims. So when we bring this up, oh, you're being a victim, you're being a victim. Oh, the gaslighting is just on an entirely different level, dog.
Be an unfalsifiable, all-explaining ghost. So let's put it to the test. Because in this video, I'm not comparing black Americans to other racial groups. Instead, I'm comparing the character of modern black America to pre-civil rights black America.
Pre-1960. 1960 is a historical turning point where we start to see...
Okay, we gonna get into
Why is he
A
slowing down my
people
video
which we
too?
can all agree suffered vastly more discrimination than modern blacks. Let's start with the most obvious. Crime.
Modern blacks. You gotta watch out for little shit like that. Blacks. Nigga, no. Black person, black people, black Americans. You know what I'm saying? Just like how they say illegals and shit like that. They try to say it in a certain way to where it dehumanizes you. You feel me? But you gotta pick up on it. Pick up on the language. Come on now. They don't want you to read between the lines. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're gonna really start exposing themselves.
Around 1960, black male homicide victimization, which works as a proxy for offending rates, was already at a staggering 42 per 100,000.
Okay.
By 1970,
1970s,
after civil rights, that rate nearly
And do you want to know
doubled.
why it went up in the 1970s, sir?
To save you time, he doesn't answer his own question.
Wow. So he don't show... And this is one of the biggest portions of the video of why black America is like that now when he cut it out. Do y'all understand? This is the mind fucking trick. Y'all gonna watch this shit. Hold on. So we got my video right here, man. We gonna watch this because, yeah, I hate, like, he cut out the most important part, dog.
That rate
And
nearly
do you want to know
doubled.
why it went up in the 1970s, sir? During this time, we started seeing a lot of black revolutionaries, okay? Malcolm X, MLK, the Black Panthers, Fred Hampton. So many of these black leaders that started to step up and try to take a charge. So because of this, the FBI director, J. Edgar Hoover, came out with COINTELPRO. So I'm going to put all the links in the description. But as you can see, COINTELPRO on the site right now, the FBI vault. Black extremists. We have 23 parts of COINTELPRO. Now, here is a specific part of this document. As you can read, it says, prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist group. In unity, there is strength. An effective coalition of black nationalist groups might be the first step towards a real, I can't read that, in America. A lot of y'all was telling me that was a revolution that happened in Africa, I believe, and it was like a black revolution that brought a lot of change. So they was already scared of this shit. So we're just gonna continue to read it. But this is a very important part on why black America is the way it is, right? They killed the structure. You break down the structure, everything else will come down with it, right? We had a lot of strong black leaders, black men. They love talking about black men going to jail. Well, we had black men that was trying to do shit, and we see how they targeted them. So I brought this up because this is a big reason on why Black America is the way it is. The beginning of a true Black revolution. And for 2, as you can see, it says prevent the rise of a messiah who could unify and electrify the militant Black nationalist movement. Malcolm X might have been a messiah. He is the martyr of the movement today. Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, and Elijah Muhammad all aspired to this position. But the one that they was really talking about was Fred Hampton, who they later killed in 1969. So man, hey, I don't be lying when I say this stuff. Here is even more proof of how they targeted us. So right here we have the national response to Richard Nixon's Black Capitalism Initiative. Richard Nixon viewed an uncontrolled Black power movement as a major threat to the internal security of the United States during the late 1960s and early
As an uncontrolled, it both said internal security of the United States. Bro, they view black people uprising, because they know. Black people uprising, black people getting that structure again, or getting that structure right, it's going to fuck up the whole thing. It's going to fuck up what these people got going on. And I don't even say fuck up as in every other race is going to be down bad or something like that. I'm talking about the elites. I'm talking about the 1%. I'm talking about these politicians that's making money off this shit. I'm talking about the people that's making money off of these of the racism. You feel me? They're making money off of the propaganda. They're making money off of the media and how they portray black people. I'm talking about those people. They are the ones that don't want black people to rise up. You feel me? And this is what we talk about when we say it's systemic. It's right there. It's right there that they made it their goal to stop whatever movement we had going on. And the crazy part is we were trying to do it peacefully. They want to do it peacefully, go out there and march, you know what I'm saying? And niggas still got shot for that. I could see why he left this part out of the video, Antonio. I could see why. Shit, I would have left it out too. You feel me?
To address this situation, Nixon developed his Black Capitalism Initiative. The Nixon presidency offered African Americans the notion of black capitalism as an incentive to move away from the notion of burn, baby, burn. The evidence suggests that although Nixon did not achieve his institutional goals related to black capitalism, did indeed achieve his larger ideological goal of subverting African American radicalism. And do you wonder why in 2026 we have no more Malcolm X's? We have no more MLKs. None. They eradicated that. All we see is all the black youth now, they just want to get rich and become rappers and shit, dog. We have no more people that want to be like Fred Hampton, that want to be like Malcolm X,
Instead, he talks about how the US government had a policy of trying to de-radicalize black revolutionaries and brings up the death of popular black leaders.
In the 1970s, this is where we started to see the chemical warfare start to happen. So I typed in, when did heroin start to mess up black America? Heroin he loved to talk about the ChatGPT. That's my fault, right? I shouldn't have used ChatGPT. But in my defense, ChatGPT, what it really does is just find sources and takes information from those sources, especially the way that I was using it, right? When I did the FBI thing, I said, ChatGPT, use this source to print out the information to make it easier for you guys to digest, right? So I'm not using ChatGPT just blindly. I'm using actual sources. Now, since I can correct myself, let me show y'all actual sources of how heroin disrupted the black community and crack as well. For example, this is one source, West Philadelphia Collaborative History. An era of drug destruction from heroin to crack cocaine. Heroin loomed large in the cultural imagination of the 1960s. Throughout the decade, the opium-based narcotic was sold with impunity in predominantly African-American and Latino neighborhoods of the nation's inner cities. The early 1960s saw the baby boom generation reaching adolescence, now composing 9.7% of the U.S. population. Since adolescent males between the ages of 15 and 19 were the most prone to experiment with heroin, their swelling number in American society signaled danger. We have another one right here. It says, heroin in Chocolate City, the black community's response to drug addiction in the nation's capital, 1967 and 1973. It's a lot to read through. That's why I love to use CBT to make it simple. I just know people, they don't have time to be looking through all this, so I made it simple, right? I'm going to leave all these links in the description.
But yes, his point is that drugs and the deaths of popular blacks is the reason for why black people started killing each other at double their already sky-high rate. He specifically names the death of Fred Hampton, killed during a police raid, who was a 21-year-old leader of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panthers, a militant organization, mind you, that used to bomb people, engaged in shootouts with the police regularly, murdered a teenager, and tortured one of their own members to death.
Yo, do you see how they try to do this? This is how they think about our black leaders. This is how they think about the Black Panthers. This is how they think about Malcolm X. I tell you this all the time, man, but these people see equality as oppression. Even talking about Fred Hampton was like, he was bringing people together. Do you not know about the Rainbow Coalition, where he brought together white Confederates, Latinos, and
crazy.
Hispanics, brought them all together to be like, okay, man, we need to fight against this system, because Fred Hampton knew that racism is what they use to keep people divided.
Right. Black people and white poor people and red poor people and Puerto Rican poor people and Latin American Puerto Rican people of poor people of all descents. They had them caught up in movements based on racism when the Black Panther Party stood up and said that we don't care what anybody says. We don't think you fight fire with fire best. We think you fight fire with water best. We're going to fight racism, not with racism, but we're going to fight with solidarity.
And listen, Fred Hampton is the same guy that came up with the free breakfast school model that we see in 2026. This brother was out here stopping gang wars, feeding the community, protecting his community, and then literally ended up murdering him. There are multiple documentaries. Multiple.
Not exactly a role model, but sure.
That's not exactly a role model, but sure. Bro, hey, this is so disgusting. This is so nasty. Who let the idiot child get on the internet and spew this dumb shit? This is why a lot of people shouldn't have a voice box. You shouldn't be able to say this dumbass shit, bro. You would be, if you were known as a Fred Hampton, you lived an amazing life. You made a forever change. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, breakfast, free lunch, whatever it's called. You free breakfast and lunch and all that. That got me through. That helped me out. I done had some free breakfast. I done had free lunch. You know what I'm saying? And that came in clutch. Shout out Fred. You feel me? But a lot of these people benefit from the things that black people have done, that black people have literally sacrificed their lives for. A lot of these people benefit for. They benefit from. You feel me? And they have the nerve to speak out their dirty fucking lips and disrespect black people. Oh my gosh. Talking about I guess he's a role model.
78 per 100,000. And today it rests at about 50 per 100,000. Still an increase from pre-civil rights time, despite the rest of the world going on a massive trend of decreasing crime rates. You might have heard the statistic that black people, being only 13% of the population, commit more than half.
Once again, like you just see racist themes throughout his video. This is Paul Miller. It's a racist dude that go on to chats and just call kids the N-word. So he's racist. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not why is he trying to not state the fact that he is racist? Once again,
the crime, but it is actually worse than that.
Okay, first off,
If anybody in 2026 still believes the 1350 rule, let's break it down. Whenever people use this stat, they're referring to the 2019 crime in the United States FBI data shit. First of all, if you take a look at this chart, this is only talking about arrests.
only arrests, no convictions, no going to court. And you know the funny thing, y'all? Black people are profiled at the highest rates. And to add an icing on top, black people make up 53% of all exoneration. Exonerations mean you're getting let off for a crime. And even just to bring more data to that, there was just a police officer who stated that she was going to just arrest black people because she was mad.
What?
So this is we just got evidence of these people doing this. So if you still want to go off 1350, yeah, we get profiled more, we get arrested more.
So Antonio takes issue with the 13% of the population, but 50% of the crime statistics. He then argues that those statistics only show arrests, not convictions. But literally 1 minute later, he yet again goes on ChatGPT and says this.
Of these 13,000 murder victims. Okay, let me use this. If for one, I use ChatGPT to lay out all the information. I am still using the FBI 2019 as a, standard. And I'm going to just let me explain it, because this is still all the same facts. I just use ChatGPT to lay it out for me. I don't get the problem. Of these 13,000 murder victims, 55% of them were killed by black people. That is around, 7,600, I believe. In America, there are 40 million black people. And to go even more specifically, there are 22 million black men, 22 to 24 million black men. So in whole, out of 22 million black men, 7,000 of them are committing murders. Do y'all know what percent? And 7,000 of those are like gang on gang violence. So it's a small portion that they're trying to paint as the whole black America. That is the point I was trying to make with that stat.
Having anywhere close to 1% of your male population being literal murderers is society destroying. Maybe you fail to understand the consequences, but for the
What he just say?
anywhere close to 1% of your male population being literal murderers is society destroying. Maybe you fail to understand the consequences, but for the rest of us, it's horrifying.
It's horrifying that 1% of, out of 100 black people, one of them niggas might shoot you, and that's horrifying. I hope you feel this exact same way regarding child predators, about robberies, home break-ins, about suicides, about school shootings. I hope you feel this exact same way about everything else. You know what I'm saying? 1% has this nigga shaking his boots, pissing himself, making YouTube videos about black fatigue. 1%. Keep that in mind. But these people love stats and statistics and all that other shit, man. Oh my gosh. I knew I couldn't take him serious when he had the chicken at the podium. Like, this bro is obviously a dweeb. Like, he's obviously a nerd.
Antonio then proceeds to steal yet another clip to make his point for him. And I want to show you a specific part of it.
Overwhelming majority of black people are not murdering anybody. The chance that you get struck by lightning is probably more than getting murdered by a black man.
So in this clip, you can see this individual downplaying black murder, claiming it's rarer than getting struck by lightning.
It is.
Which, by the way...
It is. Let me break this down for y'all. The reason I'm saying this, based off the 2019 FBI stats, right? 566 white Americans were murdered by black offenders. So 500 out of however many million of white Americans, I'm going to put it on the screen. You're more likely to be struck by lightning than murdered by a black person. And this is what I mean, you guys. They make it seem like, oh, you need to be scared of those black people. They gonna do something to you. No, you need to be more scared of overdosing on drugs. In 2019, It says approximately 21,000 to over 33,000 white people died of drug overdoses. Based off the 2019 FBI stats again, 37,000 white people died from suicide. And another stat we could throw out there, based off the same stats, in 2019, 281,000 white people died of heart disease. So you guys have all of these other things to worry about. But you guys hyperfixate on black people murdering you. Oh, I'm scared of black people. That is my point. And it's sad to say that the black community is so messed up. Like, if a white person goes into the hood, he'll be treated like royalty. We have internal conflict that I try to talk about all the time. Like, we over police each other more than, you know, other races. So that is what I tried to make with that point, man. That's all I'm reacting to, dog. The mental gymnastics that goes through, you know, arguing with these people, man. I just, you know what I'm saying? Well, you can never win. This is why I don't debate these folks. I can give them examples after examples after examples, and they still, you know what I'm saying, still won't agree to it. But that's it for this video, man.
Shout out Antonio for the video. You did your thing. Yeah, honestly, there's nothing to debate. I'm not finna debate my humanity. I'm not finna debate whether I should be treated as a fucking regular citizen, as a human. I'm not doing all that, bro. I'd rather do something else to you, if you want to be honest. But shout out Antonio. I ain't got much to say. Watch out for these racists. Watch out for the dog whistles. Watch out for the little shit they say underneath their breath, because we know how they really feel. And day by day, they show us. Now it's up to you on how you respond. But don't let them control your emotions. Don't let them control how you live your life. Just keep on doing you. I'm gone. Peace.